So I was in Target the other day and noticed they were selling used phones, which is kind of weird, and they were going for absurd prices. So of course I bought a couple, and in this video we're gonna unbox them, test them out, and see if we got scammed. So sure enough, I have them here, and the first thing you notice is these two phones look just like straight up knockoffs. Like, look at this packaging. What is this? There's no indication of what is inside of here. It just says smartphone certified. Like, this is like an AliExpress or Temu or Wish kind of thing. Like, what? This is from Target? What is going on here? And also, I hope that's just a SIM card removal tool. But anyways, you can see that re-set. Come on, man. Data sanitized? Like, this is Target?
This is beans.
And by the way, I paid $200 for an iPhone SE, and I paid $500 for an iPhone 12. Both absurd prices. But let's go ahead and just open them up and see what's inside of these boxes. All right, seal broken. Let's go ahead and slide this crappy sleeve off, maybe. There we go. And all right, we have our phone here. This is the iPhone SE, as you can see. And we have a little plastic case on top of this. And here's our iPhone. And man, this better be perfect for how much I paid for it. And at first glance, the top looks good. Like the screen, I don't know, it looks pretty dang good. And now flipping to this side, it looks pretty good. I see a little bit of wear and tear here on the top and bottom. Not too bad though. Flipping to the bottom, it looks pretty good as well. Again, a little bit of wear and tear, but I actually don't really see too much debris inside of these speaker grills or the charging port, which is good to see. Now flipping to the back, we have, oh, the back is really grimy. Hold on, what? I'll show some photos on screen, but it looks like there's some sticker residue here in the middle, and it's just kind of grimy around the edges, and you think for how much I paid, they would have at least like wiped it down, so that's concerning. Here on this side, we get a little bit more, just nicks around the corners and stuff, but nothing horrible. Now let's go ahead and see what else is in this box here. Another little guide here that just looks like, this is so knockoff. What is this? Welcome to your pre-owned smartphone. This is the most generic thing I've ever seen. Pretty standard though, just says to turn it on and put in your SIM card, standard stuff. Also have a little baggie here with, indeed, our SIM card that was probably rattling around in there, and then a brand new USB cord. So no brick in here, which is not surprising, but it appears to be the correct USB cord. Let's go ahead and see if it locks in place there. Yeah, that feels good. So I don't think there's like any debris in the port, which is good to see. But next up, let's try out the iPhone 12, which again paid $500 for this. These things go for 200 bucks, so absurd. Better be perfect. Let's see what's inside. I also really know nothing about these things because the in-store, all you could see was this packaging, and it's locked behind a counter. There's no details or anything. I don't know if they're refurbished or used or like what the details are, but we have our iPhone 12 here, and this one's actually locked in place, unlike the other one. And down below, we have our charging cable, SIM card removal tool, so no little manual on this one, which is whatever, it's fine. Now looking at the top of this one, the screen looks really good again. I don't see like any wear and tear on it. Maybe a little bit of dust, but that's probably just from being in the package for so long. Now here on the side, ooh, the side is a little rough. Like, it's not bad, but like, again, for how much I paid, this thing better be perfect. And you can clearly see just some grime and wear and tear all over the side of this. I mean, it's almost like somebody had a case on this thing and then they took the case off and didn't clean it. That's just kind of how it looks to me. Otherwise, it feels fine. Looking at the back, again, kind of the same as the last one where it's pretty grimy and there's stuff all over it. It's not dust, it's just grime. Hopefully that'll show up on camera, but yeah, it's not great. And same on this side, it just looks grimy for what it is. And here on the bottom, the ports are actually very clean. Like, I don't see any dust or grime inside of the ports, but again, the whole thing just like, we actually have a lot of nicks on the side. Like, there's a bunch right there. There's a big one here on the top. Ooh, again, not the end of the world, but for how much I paid, it kind of is the end of the world. Like, this thing ought to be perfect for 500 bucks, man. But let's go ahead and, I guess, turn these bad boys on and see if they even work. Now, starting with the iPhone SE, it appears that it is booting up here. So let's go ahead and, actually I need to plug it in and charge it because it's almost dead. Let's go ahead and set this bad boy up as well. So guys, phone is booted and set up. You can see the screen looks pretty good. Our brightness works up and down here. I'll go ahead and keep it somewhere just kind of in the middle, and we'll explore this phone a bit. So first I want to start in the settings and see what the battery looks like, because that's the main thing with the used phone. Like, you want your battery to be good, right? You don't want it to be on 75% usability here. So let's go ahead and check that out. Oof, 83%, dude, that... I mean, like, okay, so 83% is fine if you're buying a used phone, a used iPhone SE for like 80 bucks, 100 bucks, but 200 bucks, 83%, that's rough. I just gotta say right off the bat, that's pretty rough. So yeah, not a huge fan of that, but let's go ahead and test out the camera, see if that works. We'll go ahead and pull that up. iPhone SE, I think, still had a pretty solid camera. It's from what, like 2020, I think? But let's go ahead and try this out. Front camera looks good, back camera looks good, so those are all good to go as well. Now, I guess I should also test out video here just to make sure our microphone works and everything. Let's do a little selfie cam here. So, what's up, guys? I bought this really expensive phone from Target, and it's disappointing so far. What's up, guys? I bought this really expensive phone from Target. So yeah, microphone's good, speaker is good. Now, next up, I'm kind of curious if they replaced anything here. So, on the iPhone, I believe you can go into, let's see, General, and then about, and it should tell you if any third-party parts were used in this iPhone. Let's see. So you have our coverage expired. We can actually see when this thing, I guess, was originally, will it tell me when? No, it doesn't tell me when it's expired. It just says it is expired. We also have service options, but I'm trying to see if we have any replaced parts here. And yeah, scrolling through here, I don't see anything about the parts and service history. Now, I've never actually seen that in person before, but on Apple's website, they say that after, I think, iOS 15, which we're on iOS 16.1.1, you should be able to see a parts and service section in here if parts are replaced. So this seems to be a phone that they just got, traded in from wherever, whoever, seemed to be a decent phone, and they just maybe wiped down the outside, maybe, and then sold it for double market value. So strange. We might do a little more testing on this in a little bit, but let's go ahead and pop into the iPhone 12 here, which is a little bit newer, and should be interesting to see what happens with this bad boy. So let's go ahead and turn it on. All right, well, no battery, I guess. Let's try to charge it up. Yep, there it goes. All right, I'll come back once it's charged. All right, guys, looks like we have enough charge to turn on. Let's go ahead and set this thing up and see what it looks like. All right, guys, booted up here, and first thing you notice is the screen looks pretty good. I don't see any, dead pixels or weird coloration, discoloration. I have seen that on some old iPhones before where, like, the whites are just yellow, so it's good to see that that is not the case here. But let's go ahead and start with the settings and scroll to our battery again and see what this looks like. I'm going to guess it's like 85%. That's my guess, but let's 84. Wow. I mean, $500 and you're not replacing the battery? I don't get it, man. I mean, at 84%, give it like 4 months and you'll probably be under 80%, and then it'll give you a warning that you need to service your phone, which basically means you need to replace your battery, or either just deal with a deteriorated battery and crappy performance on your phone. So yeah, that's rough. But next up, let's check out the general about, see what software we're on. So we're 17.0.3. iPhone 12, of course. And I also don't see anything here about our parts and service, so I guess they didn't replace anything in this phone, or if they did, they somehow got around that restriction. I'm not really sure. But coverage, it appears that we still have coverage. No, never mind, it's expired. Okay, makes sense. Now, we do, of course, have an update. We have iOS 18 here, so this is on 17 and 16. I actually don't know if you can update the SE past 16. It might be old enough that you can't. Let me look it up real quick. So it does look like you can get iOS 18 on both of these devices, so I guess these phones have just... That kind of shows how long ago that these phones were tested. And anyways, let's keep testing out this iPhone 12 and seeing if all the functionality works. Now, next up, I'm curious about our camera, of course. So let's go ahead and test that out. Yo, what's up, guys? I'm taking a video on my iPhone 12. Honestly, looks, it's iPhone 12, not bad camera. It's got HDR on. All right, yeah, the speakers and microphone work there. Our photos look fine as well, so... I just don't quite understand these phones. But next up, I want to test out Face ID on the iPhone 12 and our fingerprint sensor on the iPhone SE, because those I feel like are pretty prone to breaking. Because I actually have an iPad that the fingerprint sensor broke like a month into when I got it. Let's go ahead and test those out here. All right, got that set up. Let's go ahead and see if it works. And yep, Face ID is good there. And the one I'm a little more concerned about is our fingerprint sensor, because those are the ones I've had experience with breaking. All right, got that set up. We'll see if it works. And, oh, yep, that is good to go as well. Now, guys, one more thing I want to test out on both these phones is our carrier restrictions. So I believe both of these are advertised as unlocked. So let's go to our general, I believe is where it is, under about, and we should see no SIM restrictions. So cool. On the iPhone 12, no SIM restrictions, and also here on the iPhone SE. So they are good to go. They both work fine, but they're both just honestly more dinged up and a little bit dirtier than they should be for being over double market price. So not quite sure I understand this game, especially coming from Target. It just seems like a really random place to be selling used phones. But guys, let me know down below if you've ever bought a used phone from Target in the stores. But guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.